voice of God calls us to awaken in Him, how will He find us when He comes?
Awake and ready.
And when He asks us to dedicate our lives even more perfectly, how will He find us?
Awake and ready.
Let's pray. Oh, Heavenly Father,
Heavenly Father,
Divine Mother,
Divine Mother,
Friend, beloved God,
Friend, beloved God,
Great Masters,
Great Masters,
Jesus Christ,
Jesus Christ,
Babaji Krishna,
Babaji Krishna,
Lahiri Mahashaya,
Lahiri Mahashaya,
Swami Shri Yukteswar,
Swami Shri Yukteswar,
Beloved Guru,
Beloved Guru,
Paramahansa Yogananda,
Paramahansa Yogananda,
Saints and sages of all religions,
Saints and sages of all religions,
humbly and joyfully we bow at Thy feet.
Humbly and joyfully we bow at Thy feet.
Divine Mother,
Divine Mother,
teach us to worship Thee
teach us to worship Thee
in our hearts,
in our hearts,
inwardly,
inwardly,
in all that we do,
in all that we do,
in everywhere we go.
and everywhere we go.
Help us to feel Your presence
Help us to feel Your presence
in our hearts,
in our hearts,
as boundless joy,
as boundless joy,
as unconditional love,
as unconditional love,
and teach us to share that love and joy
and teach us to share that love and joy
all around us.
all around us.
We are Your children, Mother.
We are Your children, Mother.
Bring us home
Bring us home
in this lifetime.
in this lifetime.
Om. Peace.
Peace.
Amen. Please be seated.
Now, feel to just keep the eyelids closed. Awareness lifted inwards and upwards. So I read to you Affirmations for Self-Healing by Swami Kriyananda. The focus of this affirmation is kindness. When you can view all human beings as members of your own extended family, your brothers and sisters, mothers, fathers, and children, then you will find wherever you go that love awaits you, welcomes you. It is God who gazes back at you when you behold Him in all. Kindness is the recognition that all are truly our own. Kindness comes from not minding how others feel about us. It comes from the simple understanding that kindness is its own reward, worth giving out to others, because the source of so much sweetness in ourselves. For those of broad sympathies, the very universe is home. And now we're going to do the affirmation, and you can I'll read and repeat with me out loud with a strong, conscious voice. The whole world is my home.
The whole world is my home.
And the human race,
And the human race,
my family,
my family,
with God's kindness,
with God's kindness,
I embrace all men.
I embrace all men.
Again, the whole world is my home.
The whole world is my home.
And the human race,
And the human race,
my family,
my family,
with God's kindness,
with God's kindness,
I embrace all men.
I embrace all men.
Now a little bit softer in a regular speaking voice. The whole world is my home.
The whole world is my home.
And the human race,
And the human race,
my family,
my family,
with God's kindness,
God's kindness,
I embrace all men.
I embrace all men.
A little softer. The whole world is my home. And the human race, my family, with God's kindness, I embrace all men. A softer whisper. The whole world is my home. And the human race, my family, now mentally, silently, affirm the whole world is my home, and the human race my family. With God's kindness, I embrace all men. Take it once more, even deeper, into the spiritual life, at the superconscious level, broadcasting from within, mentally. The whole world is my home, and the human race my family. With God's kindness, I embrace all men. Now, silently, if you feel to pray, Divine Mother, help me to see that by kindness to others, I attract not only theirs in return, but thy kindness as well. May I be kind to others always. May my kindness act as a channel of thy unselfish love. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you. So good to have you here and to be here. My name, I think almost all of you know me, Aaron, and this is Paul, and this is Padma. And we are, as I said, it's a joy to be here. The reading for today from Rays of the One Light, weekly commentaries on the Bible and the Bhagavad Gita from Swami Ananda, is week 21, the best way to worship. Truth is one and eternal. Realize oneness with it in your deathless self within. The following commentary is based on the teachings of Paramhansa Yogananda. In chapter 4 of the Gospel of St. John, the woman of Samaria asks Jesus, "Where is the best place to worship?" This question might be expanded to include, what is the best church? What is the best religion? Is it important to go on pilgrimage to holy shrines? What is the best ritual? What is the best mantra or prayer? Jesus cut across all such questioning with his reply. The hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. It was not that outer considerations of place, church, ritual, etc. are irrelevant. Each person should find those practices and observances that are compatible with his own nature. One might say with his own vibrations. Not everyone's natural path is the same. God sent different religions to the world to satisfy different human needs. The overarching concern, however, considering that the goal is to find God, is to include one's worship daily, inner communion with the Lord. God is silence. He must be sought, therefore, in inner silence. God is absolute love. He must be sought, therefore, in the silence of love. God is spirit, and thus immaterial. He must be sought, above all, in the expanding peace of deep meditation. Thus, the Bhagavad Gita states in the 6th chapter, sequestered should he sit, steadfastly meditating, solitary, his thoughts controlled, his passions laid away, from every craving of possession freed. Wherever you are, whatever your outward beliefs and observances, seek God in the silence of your soul. Thus, through Holy Scripture, God has spoken to mankind.
everyone to our Sunday service. It is my joy to be here. And these are readings from Whispers from Eternity by Ananda, Book of Prayers and Poems. Demand for thy light. I am here before thee, Father, hurling again and again the spears of prayer to pierce the bulwarks of thy dark silence. Missile after missile of yearning for thee must surely break down, in time, the ramparts of my ignorance and delusion. With firm faith I invoke thee. Shine before my gaze the searchlight of true wisdom, that I find some chink in those high walls of my ignorance, that I may rescue thee from the dungeon to which my lower self so long ago consigned thee. And demand to the Holy Trinity. O Heavenly Trinity, Om Tat Sat, God the Transcendent Father, God the Eminent Christ Consciousness, and God the Holy Creative Vibratory Force of all creation, grant me the wisdom to know thy truth. Through my self-effort and my knowing acceptance of the law, help me up the golden ladder of realization, to stand at last on the shining summit of attainment, face to face with the one Spirit, perfect, everlasting bliss. So our topic today is how to worship. You know, when we say worship, for me, a lot of images come to mind. Worship back in India can be a very big, large, very outward affair. And one image that comes to my mind is, I don't know if you guys know about ISKCON, and when they do their Ratha Yatra, they have this big chariot, and Krishna and Jagannath, and the idol is placed in, and they pull the chariot. And it is a big event everywhere, all over India, wherever it's worshipped. And there's a poem that Tagore wrote that, so it's very, I'll try to translate to my best ability. So he says, Raat bhave ami raja. So the chariot is thinking the chariot is the deity, the Lord. And Path bhave ami raja, path is the road. The road is also thinking, I am the king, I am the most important one. And the little idol inside is also thinking, I am the great one, I am the deity. And who's smiling amidst all of this? The one who's inside in our hearts is smiling at all of this. So the point is that yes, outward worship is important because it helps us to, at least something is better than nothing. So when we put our minds and energy into worshiping, even outwardly, that is putting our energy and attention towards God. But the most important worship happens inside, because God is infinite and He's the Spirit. And we cannot try to be one with Him through our senses. None of our senses are really going to work, which is why Master Ananda advised that we have to shut off our sense telephones. Remember Pratyahara in the steps, the Ashtanga Yoga steps? It's a very vital step where we have to withdraw the energy and shut off our senses, energy that's going to our senses. Imagine, I always found this very interesting, that sometimes we wonder, how is that possible? I'm meditating so deep that I'm not even hearing anything, because that's what he said. The most hardest sense to switch off is the ear. We can close our eyes and sight is gone. The rest we still have control. The ear is the hardest one. But when we really absorb ourselves into something, and for me, that can be easily a book that I'm engrossed in, and I'm sure it's true for your experiences too. When you're deeply engrossed in the book, the whole world could be coming to an end around me, and I'm completely oblivious. People would be yelling my name, and they have to yell really hard to grab my attention. That's pratyahara. That's the sense telephone has been cut off. And that is true worship. So there are several things I want to talk to you about. A few things that come in mind. You know, people say we need to go to pilgrimage. Yes, pilgrimages are very important. We know that there are these are valid places that carries vibration, and we can speak for that living in LA. We all have, those of us who have gone up to Mount Washington, or we keep going back to Mount Washington, especially the Shrine Master's living quarters. There is this vibration, and if you tune into that, you instantly feel his presence. Or if you go to our Lake Shrine, it's a beautiful place. These are all places, and wherever we are tuning into, to whoever we are tuning into, it may not be Paramahansa Yogananda. There are these places where masters, self-realized masters have stood, they have done their, they have done their miracles, that a miracle has happened, or just their presence. And Master used to consciously say, I'm putting my vibration in this place or in this book, and we can feel that. However, again, speaking from experience, coming from India, I have been to these places, and I come from the eastern part, Kolkata. And some of you may know about Ramakrishna. So the place where he used to be, his vibration, he was another great self-realized soul. His vibration is there, and this is the Dakshineshwar temple. Some of you have visited that place. But as a little child, for a long time, I visited there, and even not so little, but I was not feeling any vibration. I liked that place. I liked going there with my relatives. I enjoyed being there. I liked the puja when it happened. But it took me so many years, much later, when I came here, LA, found Master here and learned to go inside, found Swamiji and his very lucid, representation of Master's teachings, making it so easy for us to understand, that I realized that going inward. And so now when I visit those places, the experience is completely different. And that is, I think, what we need to remember. Same thing with our chanting. We chant, it's a very outward way of worshiping God. We are chanting loudly, and in fact, Master said chanting is half the battle. It's extremely important to learn to chant because, as we all feel, it brings our energy to the heart. And then what do we do? After a really good bout of chanting, invariably we all want to go inside. It's like something is pulling us inside. And that is the most important part. Even in our meditation, if you're a Kriyaban and you're doing Kriya, even if you're not a Kriyaban, you're doing some techniques to bring the monkey mind into our control, and then what? We are advised we have to keep some time for the inner silence. That is the most important part, that inner communion. And so if we talk about inner communion, then we also need to understand that we don't have to limit ourselves to meditation for inner communion. That can happen throughout the whole day. In fact, the realized masters, when they achieve oneness with spirit, Master used to say it towards the end of his life. He was very open about these things. Beginning, he didn't like to talk about these things, but towards the end, I think masters become more frank as they know that they would go away, they start sharing more about themselves. And he used to say, I'm always with the Spirit. I'm always with Divine Mother. There's not a moment that his consciousness was not merged in the infinite consciousness. That is our goal. That is where we are all destined to be. So the way we can start is worship God as we are doing our different works, different chores that we all have to do. Our jobs, our work at home. We could worship God while peeling carrots. We could worship God when we are cleaning the temple. When we go out in the world and we are driving down 405, we could be worshiping God. There's a chant, let me see thee everywhere. This is Swami Ananda is one of his beautiful chants. Let me see thee everywhere, hear thy melodies in the air. So if we tune into that, we can start hearing Divine Mother's melodies, Divine Mother's faces all around us. Because it is she. Who else is it that is living through each one of us? It is she who is trying to talk to us, trying to love us, trying to scold us, trying to guide us all the time. And that is that state of constant worship. Coming back to our meditation, so what is a good meditation? We are told a good meditation is for as long as it lasts. That's how long a good meditation should be. And for a beginner, it could be as short as 5 minutes. For long timers, we should sit down to meditate thinking it's going to be 5 minutes. That's how intense that 1.5 hour or 2 hour is going to be. That's all we have, and it's very easy when I can speak for myself. I know this is a day I have to myself. I have a nice 2 hour, and things become more relaxed. Not good. We have to keep our energies focused. And what's interesting to me is this meditation is a fine balance of total concentration and focused energy of the will and relaxation. So we are relaxed and focused at the same time, and that's what results in that really good meditation. The cooking material, the oil of meditation is energy. Without energy, we cannot meditate properly. If you're lacking in energy, there's only one thing we can do, and that is drift up to subconsciousness, sleep. And how do we make sure we have energy? Energization, as Master taught us, is extremely important. You can try it out for yourself. If you don't energize and you meditate versus the day you have energized and meditate, they are absolutely different qualities of meditation. Another important aspect is the heart, as Paul was saying. Open your heart. This is where we receive. This is our receiving station. This is our transmitting station, the center between the point between the eyebrows. This is our receiving station. And when we say, I try to feel everything not with my head or mind, but with my heart, that's what it means. We're trying to feel the energy because we receive it here. In meditation, it's extremely important to have our hearts open, because meditation is receiving, isn't it? Meditation is not prayer. We're not talking to God anymore in meditation. That's done. Meditation is just quietening the mind and the body and just listening, receiving. We are in receiving mode. So the energy of the heart is raised through chanting, which is why Master said chanting is half the battle. Recently, I came across, I think some of you also must have read, it was Swami Ananda's birthday, and I got a letter, and that had his webpage. If you haven't been to his webpage, it's off Ananda. It's a beautiful page with people talking about Swamiji and all the different experiences they have had with him. But what caught my eye was a quotation, his words on the top that says, the spiritual path, as I understood long time back, is not about God giving us something. It is about us and our willingness to give. It is not about receiving from God. That struck me. We usually think we want to receive from God, right? No, as we go through our life and we are trying our best to reach the infinity, our motto is giving. That is our mantra, giving, give, give, give. That's what should be ringing in our ear as we are going through all our work, all our business. Give. Give to God. Give to Guru. Give ourselves. So first of all, that's how our meditation should also be. Focused on giving, not receiving. What can I give you, Master? What can I give you, Divine Mother? And as we give, why is it so important to give? Because ego and God cannot exist at the same time. We have to completely empty out our vessels. The last drop has to be gone, and only then Spirit comes in and fills ourselves up completely. And people say we don't have time to meditate. And all that we are talking about today as we go through life, these are good thoughts. But how do we actually make it a real part of our lifestyle, right? That is the most challenging part. It's good to hear, it's good to read, only when we meditate very deeply, at least once a day, but we recommend it twice a day. Even 5 minutes, but the recommendation is at least an hour and a half if you can, twice. If time does not permit, then at least an hour and a half, the total amount of meditation that should be. Deep meditation, that's where we are contacting Spirit. That's when we will get the blessing and the grace to continue to live through the rest of the day with that blessing in constant mode of worship, in a giving mode. I'll end with a story. This is a favorite story, I think, of many of ours. So we have to want God so much that our very life depended on it. That's when God will come to us. So there was this guru, and a disciple came to him and said, "Master, I want God." And he said, "Oh yeah, really? Okay. Let's go down to the river and have a bath." And he took down his disciple down to the river. And as they were taking a bath, he pushed his disciple under the water and just held him under the water. And after a while, he's going out of breath, "Master," he's thinking, "What is Master doing?" And then finally he let him come up. And the guru told him, "So what were your thought in your mind at that time?" "Breath, myself, life, just a breath of air." He said, "When you want God that badly, that's when he'll come to you." And that's something that all of us should remember. If we are serious in finding God, and this is a path that is also very serious. It depends where you are. It'll take you exactly where you are, embrace you, Master will take you in, and will take you till the last. That's his promise. He'll take you till the last point, and will merge you, help you merge you into spirit. So if you're serious, we have to remember that that is our commitment. Even if this is not your path, if this is our commitment to God, because that is our ultimate destiny. There is no other truth. There is no other reality. The reason why we are here is to find the truth. Whether we want to delay it, that's okay. God will wait. He has infinite patience. And the thing is, yes, he has infinite patience, but do we have the patience to take all that life gives us? For how long will we play with his toys? How long? So I think the time has come for us to know God. And when life throws at us these little curveballs, and sometimes they're not so little, what do? We hold on to this. That's why Master said, make friends with God now in good times, that when bad times come, he will be there. It'll be easy. He's always there, but it's easier for us to find him if we have already found him in good times. So this is the story I hold on to. There are times when things are just going crazy. I'm getting late for work. My child is sick. Lots of things going on. But our commitment to God, to our Guru, comes first. So if you're given a bowl, think of this is a visualization. You're given a bowl, and you have rocks of different sizes. These are some really big rocks. There are small rocks, there are medium rocks, and there is a sand, the whole amount of sand, that sand that can fill the bowl, and there is water, equal amount of water. How do I put all of that inside our bowl? In fact, somebody actually asked his students, what do you do? And different people tried different things. Some tried to pour the sand first, and guess what? The sand just filled up the whole bowl. Somebody tried to start with other things. We have to start with the biggest rock. That is the presence of God in our lives. Once you put that big rock in, there's always space for the littler rocks, and you throw the littler rocks in. And the littler rocks are very important. They are our friends and families, the people that we love. They come next. And the sand, you can easily pour the sand in now, and it'll go into the crevices between the rock. The sand is all our responsibilities in our lifetime. Everything. And then water. Water is such that it just finds its way in through the rocks, through the sand. Rock is everything else, not so important things that fill up our lives. And that's how the priority should be. And that is how to worship God throughout our lives.